Hey Jake, what's going on? Rob
Oh, not
Cesternino.
Rob. How
Yeah,
are you?
well, I'm doing. Forget about me. Who cares
Yeah.
about me? How are you doing?
I'm good, man. Last couple days have been crazy. I mean, to relive that again was very emotionally tough. However, we all know what happens at the end. I was able to make it home, and I'm sure we're gonna dive into that. But yeah, it was tough. The support's been amazing. Family, friends, calling strangers. It's been amazing, man. So.
Yeah, well, a belated congrats to you and your wife on the baby. Can you tell me though, how close did you cut it to getting home for the birth?
Yeah, after the incident happened, after I got evacuated from the game, so I actually flew to Australia. They flew me to Australia just to be monitored for a little bit, just to err on the side of caution. And then I flew back to Canada, and I think I was home 42 hours before
Wow.
Jax was born. So that's cutting it pretty close. So it was what a blessing, though.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad that you were able to have that because to have the double whammy of being medically evacuated and then to still miss the birth, that would have been a tough pill to swallow. So I'm glad that you were able to have be there for your family. Tell me a little bit about, how are you feeling about this whole situation in terms of it was such a dream of yours to be on Survivor. You had so much invested in it emotionally. Just how are you processing all this?
Um, yeah, that's a good question, man. It's like I said, it was hard to watch, and I was playing. I was out there playing for my family. I was playing for my kid,
Sure.
and I had all this background motivational to be out there. And for something like that to pull me out of the game was absolutely heartbreaking, right? I'm not going to argue with Jeff. I'm not going to argue with the doctor, right? Doctor's orders, but I got a glimmer of hope there when you were watching it, and they said, Jake, like this is a dry bite.
Oh,
And he said, it's good. And I said, you could see me say, okay, good. And I was ready to rip that oxygen mask off, rip the needles out, and go and compete. However, obviously, there's procedures that
sure.
they have to follow and policies. And that was absolutely devastating, man. I dreamt about it every single night. I think about it every single day. And it's just being taken off the game with unfinished business out there was devastating. But at the same time, God works in mysterious ways. Maybe that was meant to happen so I could get home. I mean, I was watching your thing the other day there, your live thing, and it's to get my things in order, right? Like I shouldn't have ever been on the show, right? So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, it's I mean, everything happens for a reason, man. So I'm not going to hold a grudge.
Yeah. How about your dad? I know that was also part of the reason that you were out there for your dad to
Yeah.
see you play before he lost his eyesight. How would what was his reaction to all this?
Yeah, so I actually got to watch episode 2 with my dad at a watch party up in Edmonton, and it was a very emotional moment, even though, I had a lot of airtime that episode. Our tribe lost again. But to see him watching and have tears coming down his face, just being proud of me, that's why I was playing. That for that reaction right there. And he enjoyed it. I talked to him briefly yesterday about Wednesday's episode where I got taken out because I was down in San Francisco for it. Um, and he got choked up on the phone. It's like he was saying like, it looked like you were dying. I was going to lose my son, and that's tough to hear from your dad. But I mean, I'm here today, and I'm healthy, so that's all that matters.
Okay. Jake, I know it's secondary, but I'd love to talk a little bit more about the game with you
Yeah,
and some of the
I know
things
you got
that was.
questions.
I
I
got
know
a question.
you got
Well,
questions.
actually, so my first question is that there was a lot of the players talking about like what could have happened if you were still there, how it would have gone. If you were at that tribal council, and assuming the tribe loses and goes to another tribal council again, I don't want to presume that you wouldn't have solved the puzzle for them in this last episode, but let's just say that you guys went to tribal council once again. How would you have voted and how would you have viewed that tribal council?
Jeremiah was going home. We already had that plan before the challenge.
Yeah.
I mean, how they edit it and they show that, Sophie's flipping and flopping but that's what we did. That's what me and Sophie and Alex did. We'd have side conversations with people, but we'd always come back and bring that information to each other. We always knew Jeremiah was going. If I was there, Alex wouldn't have played his idol. I know that for sure.
Sure.
But just with that uncertainty of like Sophie, right? But I knew it was going to be Jeremiah the whole way. Like nothing was fooling me on that. So.
It must have been hard for you to have these two number one alliances that you had, where both these people are feeling really good about you, but maybe not so good about the other person.
Yeah, I mean That's interesting. So what they also didn't show you guys. So on the very first episode, me and Sophie made an alliance. It's a ride or die. Like I'm gonna take you to the end and let's work together, but let's keep it kind of quiet. So that's why when I had my bromance, right? And I've seen you made fun of it before. I made it very well known, and people are like, why is he doing this? Why does he want people to see this? I was taking the heat off me and Sophie. I wanted everyone to think that me and Alex were working together. So it took off the heat off from me and Sophie, so Sophie could get some information, bring it back to me, and I could do the same for her. And I
Yeah.
mean, it worked out. It worked out. So, but yeah, it was a bit much. The romance was a bit much. I even
Yeah.
agree.
Okay. In your heart, though, that
Yeah.
was it exactly the same, or was it 51-49 for one of those two
Yeah,
people?
I'm gonna go like 51-49. I mean, I've been asked this question before. If I had to write
Yeah.
Sophie Fox's name down at that exact moment, it would have been Alex because me and Sophie had such a strong connection. However, I don't know how if I was still in the game, I don't know what's going to happen down the right. That might change, right? You have to adapt to your surroundings. But I love them both. It was so fun to play with both of them. But yeah, if you're asking me to pick one, it was Soph.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I was saying that I was worried that there was going to be like a group chat where Alex and Sophie could say, "We need you to pick one right now. Tell us which one." But it's a final three. There's room for all of us. What do we need
Yeah,
a number one?
and that's right. And I told them, and I don't even think they aired this part, but I said like I want to get to the top three with you guys, and that's my game complete. Like if you guys beat me, then I'll be the first one to give you a hug, and that's kind of how I want to go into the game, having that strong alliance. Would I have done some maybe backstabbing down the road if I had to? Yeah, to keep my game safe, but that's kind of the game plan I had.
Okay, tell me a little bit about the Shoe Bandit. Tell me what was the origin of that? Where did you get that idea, and what were you hoping to have come out of it?
Yeah, so I mean, number one, there's a lot of downtime, as you know, on Survivor. There's a lot of downtime where you're just
There
sitting
used to
around.
be a lot more downtime.
Yeah, there used to be a lot more. But yeah, there still is a bit, but not as much as you guys had.
Hmm.
But yeah, day 2. I think I was just sitting on the log or something. And I haven't been diagnosed with ADHD. I'm pretty sure I have it because I can't sit still for more than like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I seen Nicole's shoe, and Nicole, she was doing something, so I'm just gonna go put it just a little bit away, 5-10 meters or whatever. And I just want to watch her like try to figure out where it went, kind of thing, right? Just for my personal entertainment. But I'm like, okay, this could kind of be fun. And so I kept doing it. So what you guys didn't see as well is I actually hid my own shoe. I had
Okay.
everyone on that camp, and people started thinking there was like this animal that was coming through the camp, taking shoes and stuff. So they only showed me hide Nicole's and Annie's, right? But yeah, I had more than that, including my own. So it was honestly just for more my personal entertainment, but also I want to see how people react to a little bit of chaos. Are you gonna start finger pointing? Are you gonna start blaming someone for doing
Yeah.
this and putting a target on your head, right? So, I mean, it was more just for fun, man. It's obviously caught the internet by storm, and everyone's talking about it, so it did its job.
Hey, look, it was something interesting to talk about at the very least. Okay. Tell me about what did you see in Alex that made you feel so close to him without even getting
Right
to
off the
talk in
bat,
the game? Yeah.
it's just the way like he handled himself with that first challenge. So even when Jeff says, "Give you a minute to strategize," that takes a lot longer than it shows on TV, right? So we were talking, and we were kind of making an alliance without making an alliance, like in that time frame. So when I seen Alex run in the water and he was working his ass off, and that's what I want, a hard worker on my team. I want someone that's gonna leave everything out there and be puking and sweating and bleeding and wanting this game real bad. And so I told him right when he gets there, I'm like, hey man, it's me and you. Like I didn't even give him an option. He's like, I was hoping for the same thing, right? So that's kind of how that started.
Okay. Was there anybody else that you felt as good about that was on the other tribes that from like your first impressions?
So yeah, so and that's a hard one to answer, dude, because like all I really know them is from pre-game Ponderosa,
Yeah.
right? Where we're allowed to talk to each other. Yeah, was I looking at people and smiling and winking? Absolutely. I mean, Joanne and Matt, I saw them at the Journey, and we had a good talk. And I said, all right, man, I'm gonna bring my two. You guys bring two. You bring two, and we'll combine when we get to the
Oh,
merge. So I was kind of looking at that as well. But yeah, that's a hard question to answer because I didn't get to know any of them, man. But first impressions, yeah, Joanne,
yeah.
Matt,
I'm
Savannah.
glad you brought up the journey because did you feel any type of way that you were the first person that got taken out in that game at the journey?
I wasn't the first one taken out.
Oh,
Matt was taken out
I
first, and then
apologize.
yeah, you're fine. But it actually came down to like me and Juwan, and it was like within one coconut. And I think I missed like our bags were at the exact same level, and I think I missed like two coconuts in a row, and then he hit one and mine dropped. So I mean, I was so close to winning that, but that was a tough pill to swallow. Going back to my tribe being 0-4 now or 0-5, we just couldn't get it done, man. And it's hard to rewatch because you ask yourself why you did this and why you did that and why you couldn't do a puzzle. But I mean, that's the game, man.
Yeah, could you talk a little bit about some of the struggles for your tribe in terms of the challenges? Because again, physically, you all seem to do
Yeah,
fine to get to the puzzle, but then that
it was just
last stage was just the one hump that you guys couldn't get over.
Yeah, it was just a puzzle, man. And like you said, we were so good physically. Like the wall challenge, we had about a 5 to 6 minute lead at the top of that wall. Like I ripped that ladder out of like 400 pounds of sand, and yeah, 5 or 6 minute lead. And then there's a drone shot at the end of it of both puzzles done, and then our was just a yard sale with our pieces. Like we just couldn't figure out the puzzle. Now the thing is I'm not good at puzzles either, and I've made that very well known. So I can't really give shit to them for not getting the puzzle done. But I mean, I wouldn't have been able to do any better. But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to start working on some puzzles, I think, if I want another shot at this.
Okay, well, speaking of another shot, there is a history of a player such as like a Beast Mode Cowboy who ends up going out of the game around a similar time as yours, ends up coming back to see how it would have gone. I'm sure that thought must be going through your head. Is that something that you would
Yeah.
be very excited about to have that opportunity again?
Yeah, I'm telling you, if my phone rang right now and they offered, I'd have my bag packed before the end of the phone call. Like I have unfinished business out there.
Yeah.
That this is totally up to CBS and production if they want me back. But I would be honored to go and play again. And because I feel in Survivor, the only time your time's done is when your torch is snuffed. I didn't have a vote casted against me. I was running my tribe, that I think, anyways. And I got taken out by a freak accident that I wasn't even provoking this thing. So would I have another shot? 100%. I
Okay.
would love to.
Would you be apprehensive at all about the snakes now that you have it, or is it like not even a consideration for you to go back to Fiji?
I mean, I say that now in the comfort of my basement with in the middle of Canada with no ocean around me for, hundreds of miles. But no, I'm not going to let it haunt me. I think the first thing I'm going to do when I get there is just dive right in the water and get rid of that fear straight away. Like I said, that was a freak accident. It was
Yeah.
rare than getting struck by lightning. So is it going to happen again? Absolutely no. Well, I hope not. But yeah, no. Am I scared of going back in the water? No. It is what it is. It happened. I'm safe.
Yeah.
It's a new day tomorrow.
Jake, is there anything else about your game that we didn't see that would be interesting to know about?
No, I mean, I had a lot of airtime, so they did put a lot of my
Yeah.
stuff up. It is hard to remember a lot of what you did and what you said in the game. Like even like doing the handstands with Alex there. I don't really remember doing that. I remember swimming with them, but just like there's all these little things. So I think they did a pretty good job of editing me. It was nice to be able to talk about the shoe bandit and why I did what I did because I'm getting absolutely blasted online by it.
Hmm.
But I mean, I did my job with that. So no, I think the edit was good, and I'm honored to play that game.
Well, Jake, I'm sure you had a whole outpouring of love for you this week. And so everybody, I'm sure, was very scared watching the episode. So I hope that some of that love made it your way and hope everybody's doing great.
Yeah, thank you, man. It did, and I appreciate all the support, and I appreciate you, man. Thank you very
Thanks a
much.
lot, Jake. All right, take care. Bye.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.